Hello, I'm Deb Knight. Welcome to A Current Affair. Glen went to hospital for life-saving surgery, but never came home. His family was told nothing could have been done to prevent his death. But then an anonymous letter arrived that told a very different story.
He was my soulmate, and now that he's gone, it's just left such an empty void in my life, and I miss him. I miss him a lot, and yeah, I just wish he was still here.
Glen Holland's family are living in limbo.
They're telling us one thing, documents are saying another. There's no transparency there. Just tell us the truth.
For nearly 2 years, they've been fighting a battle they never asked for.
He was the type of person that, would advocate for everybody, and now he doesn't have a voice, so where is his voice?
Glen was a young 62, the life of the party, a devoted dad who even appeared on Married at First Sight when his son Sean was a contestant.
Yeah, I'm proud of him, mother. So proud of him.
That's Dad. He supports me in anything I do and got a big heart, and, I believe that's where I get my big heart from.
But most of all, he was the love of Robin's life since 1986.
I don't think I've ever met a man like him who would give you not only his shirt off his back, but if you needed it, he'd peel his skin off as well. So he was just that sort of man.
In November 2023, Glen was admitted to the Prince Charles Hospital in Brisbane. He needed surgery to repair an aneurysm in his aorta, the main artery that carries blood from the heart to the organs.
This surgery was supposed to be a life-saving surgery for him, and whilst high risk, and we were well aware of the risks, he was expected to survive.
Sean was the last person to speak to Glen.
He was actually going under anaesthetic, and he's like, I've got to go now, I've got to go now. And I could hear the doctors and the surgeons in the background, no, you're right, you can keep talking. Anyway, a couple more, and he's like, son, I just really want to tell you how much I love you. And that was the last words that I heard from my dad.
At first, Glen's family were told the open heart surgery went well despite some minor bleeding.
I knew something wasn't right. He come out and just his colour, he was not my dad.
Amy Costello, Glen's niece, who he treated like a daughter, spoke with his surgeons.
One was telling us that to expect him to have a permanent brain injury, and the other was telling us, no, he'll wake up and he'll survive.
6 days later, Glen took his last breath. He had irreversible and catastrophic brain damage.
We withdrew life support and he passed within 30 minutes of taking the tube out.
Yeah, so we had a lot of love in the room, and probably 30 people waiting out in the waiting room.
The coroner ruled Glen's death as not reportable, meaning it doesn't require an official investigation. The Prince Charles also looked into what happened.
And they found that everything was perfectly fine and that it was just an unfortunate accident.
But a month later, Robin received a letter.
It is very troubling that the circumstances of his death were not communicated nor documented in a truthful way. To be clear, the events that caused massive bleeding and major instability leading to terminal brain damage, as documented in the notes and operation report.
The claims in the letter broke Robin's heart all over again.
The massive bleeding was due to failure of the aortic stitching. It is likely that TPCH and Queensland Health will try to sweep this under the carpet.
When you received that anonymous letter, how did you react?
I was a blubbering mess. I was shaking. But I'm, to be honest with you, grateful to have received it, because we wouldn't have been any the wiser if we hadn't got that letter, and poor old Glen's death would have been in vain.
The letter sparked an ongoing push for accountability. Through RTI requests and an ombudsman investigation, the Hollands family discovered the Glen's original operation report was deleted. A new report appeared on his record 2 months later. It included a surgeon's name who the Hollands didn't know was involved and stated that Glen was without oxygen for 62 minutes, while the family claims they were originally told by the hospital it was only 32. The surgeon who was added late to Glen's operation report is now in court, fighting to stop the release of documents which allegedly criticise their role in what led to the death of 2 of their patients, one of those people being Glen. The reports, which were written by a supervisor from here at the Prince Charles Hospital, claim the surgeon made mistakes, an accusation they deny. But it's unlikely Glen's family will learn more until after the court case is over, and even then, there's no guarantee.
I mean, we know surgeons are humans, and I take my hat off to them for what they have to go through to be able to do what they do. I could never do what they do. But it doesn't make you above the law.
Metro North Health, the operator of the Prince Charles, told us,
as the matter is currently before the Queensland Industrial Relations Commission, it would be inappropriate to comment further. Transparency and accuracy are central to Metro North's care. We work with patients and families to ensure they are fully informed about treatment options and clinical decisions.
the Hollands are calling for a full coronial inquest into Glen's death. They've submitted more than 500 pages of notes which detail why it needs to happen.
How would they feel if this was their family?
Yeah.
You know, would you like to be the one running around asking for answers and fighting day after day to get the truth? Or would you like to help a family be able to put their loved one to rest finally?
Dad hasn't got to see my daughter graduate. He never got to see my brother get married.
It's taken a huge toll.
It's taken a massive toll, and it's very difficult.
Since we started investigating Glen's death, the coroner has decided to reopen the case to see if an inquest is needed. And we hope Glen's family get the answers they so deserve.